Hello everyone, and welcome to my General Hospital official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Sasha is pregnant, Cody drives Lulu home, and Rick breaks Christina on the stand. Cody drives Lulu home, Sasha tells Maxie she might be pregnant, and Liz tells Lucky she's suspected of contributing to Sam's death. Lulu escaped from Turning Woods, Rick accused Christina of lying on the stand, and Michael proved Drew is crossing Curtis. In the courtroom, Christina is on the stand. Rick asks why she's lying. She doesn't answer. He won't question her now but reserves the right to do so later. Rick questions Christina when he returns to his desk. Ava asks what he's doing. Sonny doesn't trust what Rick is doing. Alexis is sure he will recall Christina when it works better for him. Sonny doesn't trust Rick. Dante is called to the stand and the DA questions him about the day of the accident. When he claims that Dante was acting suspiciously, Rick objects. The cop explains she changed her story several times. Dante on stand. When Rick questions Dante, he asks why he didn't let his partner question Ava given her conflicted relationship with his family. He pushes the cop to admit he has bias against Ava, much to the DA's dismay. The DA questions him about the ways that Ava changed her story. When the DA rests her case, the court adjourns for a break. Dante testifying at trial. Molly thanks TJ for being there and gives him a hug. Molly hugs TJ. Alexis tells Christina that Rick is just trying to look compassionate to the jury, but that is about to change. Christina Alexis talk case at their desk. Ava asks Rick what he plans to do. He makes it clear that he is about to convince the jury that the child's death is Christina's fault. Ava asks when Rick will defend. Rick calls Christina up and brings up her choice to raise the child on her own after agreeing to give it to her sister. I guess your word doesn't mean very much, does it? He says. The judge warns him. Rick questions Christina again. Rick questions Christina and gets her to explain all the things she blamed Ava for. Christina runs through the list, saying Ava killed Connie and her brother. Rick points out his client was not tried or convicted for any of that. Christina admits she hates Ava and threatened her. Christina on stand again. Christina tries backtracking on her statements and Rick points out that her statements to the police all contradict each other. He points out she lets her emotions get the better of her and brings up her accosting and threatening Ava in public. He enters the affidavits backing this up from witnesses. Rick grills Christina when he says that her actions lead directly to her fall and that makes her responsible for her child's death. The DA objects. Rick keeps pushing and asks Christina if she thought of her baby when she accosted Ava. Rick badgers Christina. He keeps pushing and blaming her and Christina repeats that she didn't kill her daughter. Lucky meets with Liz at Bobby's. He says that his sticking around depends on whether she needs him. Liz is confident she did nothing wrong but worries about her nurses. He offers to dig around to see if he can find anything out. She admits he was a good detective back in the day. Lucky asks who was the last person who administered drugs to Sam. It was her, but it all checks out. An admin from Turning Woods calls him and explains that Lulu has gone missing. Lucky and Liz go to Turning Woods. They are informed that there was a false fire alarm and that's when they found out Lulu was missing. They learn that Cyrus was Lulu's last visitor. On the side of the road, Lulu flags down a truck and asks for a ride. She jumps in. Cody is at the wheel. They chat and he offers to drive her home. Seeing she looks hurt, he offers to take her to the hospital. She claims she's just cold and will be fine when she gets home. She notices the lollipop wrappers and he gives her a candy. She starts to complain about the flavor. Lulu asks for the date and claims she's just worried about missing her brother's birthday. They keep talking about horses and how she used to ride English style. They chat about family. She can't wait to see her kids. It feels like forever. He offers to drive her all the way home but she won't give her address to a stranger. He tells her his name but she won't reciprocate. He hands her some cash and his address so she can pay him back. Sasha shows up at Maxie's and announces she thinks she might be pregnant. Maxie asks her to confirm Cody isn't the father. Sasha says they never got that far. They sit and she explains that she went drinking after breaking up with Cody. She hooked up with someone else who was hurting. She's bought a test but hasn't taken it. Sasha feels off but she's been under stress lately. Maxie suggests she take the test. Sasha admits that she hasn't thought about getting pregnant again, especially after losing Liam. Maxie offers to support her with whatever she needs. Plus, Felicia and Nina will want to help her. Sasha could handle being a single mother but not losing another child. Her friend tells her she's getting ahead of herself. James runs in with a scrape. His mom assumes he injured himself playing the floor is lava. General Hospital spoilers recap for Monday, November 25th, reveals that Drew Quartermaine met with Michael Corinthos, who confirmed he told Jason Morgan about what happened between Drew and Willow Corinthos, though he didn't know Jason would attack him. Drew reiterated that it was just one kiss lie and hoped to make amends by giving Michael the Aurora CEO position. Michael was ready to take Drew up on the offer, but he wondered if Drew was just doing this to get back in his good graces. However, Drew insisted Michael was the person to lead Aurora into the future and played up all his C-suite experience. Curtis Ashford would be sent back to the wellness division with a bump in pay, but Drew argued he wasn't the right choice to be Aurora's CEO permanently. Drew declared that he was never going to choose Curtis over Michael, so Michael struck the deal with him. What Drew didn't realize is that Michael was recording the conversation the whole time on his phone. At the boxing gym on Monday's GH episode, Curtis opened up to Jordan Ashford about his concerns and shared the news that Drew might be double-crossing him. Later, Michael called and played a clip of his phone recording to prove Drew's true intentions to Curtis. After Michael asked if Curtis believed him now, he wondered if Curtis would join him in taking down Drew. At Turning Woods, Lulu Spencer continued her efforts to walk, but she rushed to get back in bed as Cyrus Renaud appeared outside her room with her doctor. Cyrus played up the new facility he'd found in South Carolina and suggested he was working it all with Laura Collins to have Lulu sent there ASAP. Lulu kept pretending to be comatose as Cyrus stroked her hair and hinted about taking care of everything. Once Lulu fooled some nurses, she secretly unhooked herself from her medical equipment and made a break for it. Lulu pulled the fire alarm to create a distraction and found some fresh clothes in a drawer behind the front desk. After Lulu exited the facility and made a wardrobe change, she wound up on the side of a nearby road and flagged down a car for help. In the courtroom, the prosecutor and Rick Lansing made their opening statements, which brought Rick's insistence that Christina Corinthos Davis was the reason the baby didn't survive, not Ava Jerome. Next, Natalia Ramirez, Giovanni Gio Palmieri and Jocelyn Jacks all gave their testimony about what happened at the pool that day. Once Trina Robinson got on the stand, she was forced to confirm that she saw Ava close the curtains after Christina's tumble. However, Rick got Trina to clarify that she didn't see what happened before the fall and had no way of knowing if Christina was pushed. Dr. Frida Navarro also testified about her healthy delivery predictions up until Christina's fall changed everything. The doctor who was unable to save the baby following that tumble also answered questions in court. Ava whispered to Rick in the midst of all this since he seemingly wasn't doing a very good job of defending her. Rick hinted that things were going to change once Christina took the stand. Christina spoke to the prosecutor about her connection to the baby and eventually opened up about Ava pushing her out that window. After Christina talked about the pain of realizing her baby was gone, she pointed the finger at Ava once again. Once it was Rick's turn to question Christina, he stunned the courtroom by asking why she was lying. General Hospital spoilers say Christina will face Rick's tough grilling session as this trial continues, so we'll bring you updates on all the courtroom shockers. General Hospital spoilers reveal that Christina Corinthos Davis has been ranting for months about how Ava Jerome is responsible for her baby's demise. Christina is determined to make Ava pay the price, but GH fans know their face-off didn't go down the way Christina said it did. Even Christina herself knows that since she flashed back to what happened in Ava's hotel room that day. In the November 25th episode, Christina recalled the moments leading up to her tumble, which obviously didn't include Ava pushing her. It's true that Ava grabbed Christina during their confrontation, but Christina is the one who pulled back so dramatically and tripped over the bag on the floor. Christina then picked up momentum and smashed through the window in what was merely a freak accident. Viewers have seen for themselves that Ava didn't intentionally send Christina plummeting multiple stories down. It's outrageous for Christina to be calling this murder, and she must know that on some level if her memories are that clear. That's why we can't help but root for Rick Lansing now that he's accused Christina of lying right there on the witness stand. Rick is right since Christina is indeed telling her own warped version of the story and trying to get Ava locked up. Since we've established that Christina is lying, we have to ask, does she deserve to go down for perjury? Christina isn't giving the truthful testimony she's sworn to give, so you could argue that she should face charges for that. Some fans might like to see Christina taken down a notch since she's become so annoying lately. It'd be somewhat satisfying for all this to backfire on Christina with a perjury twist, at least if it could be proven. At the same time, Christina has been through a lot due to the baby's sad outcome and now the devastating loss of Sam McCall. Perhaps we should give Christina a little pass here since she's endured so much trauma and horrific news. Regardless, Ava is no saint and has gotten away with her fair share of crimes, but she isn't guilty of this one. This was most definitely an accident, so let's hope Rick is right about emerging victorious in court. General Hospital spoilers say Rick will keep doing everything in his power to clear Ava's name, so we'll bring you more courtroom predictions and updates on the upcoming verdict. General Hospital spoilers reveal that Dante Falconeri and Lulu Spencer have a deep love for each other that's never going away. Even so, it'll take some time before Dante can even begin to think about opening his heart again. Dante moved on from Lulu and fell hard for Sam McCall, so he's still reeling from her sudden demise. If Sam hadn't lost her life following her liver donation for Lulu, Dante planned to marry her and spend the rest of their days together. Although Sam's grim fate was ultimately caused by a digitalis overdose, she wouldn't have been at the hospital to receive that if she hadn't been a liver donor. Regardless, part of Dante still feels responsible for any pressure he might have added to Sam's decision. As a result, it's easy to see how complicated a reunion between Dante and Lulu is going to be. It's not something that GH writers can just jump right into, so there's a good chance Lulu will fall for someone else while she's waiting for Dante to be ready. Of course, that someone will likely be Cody Bell since he's the driver of the car Lulu flagged down following her Turning Woods escape. It feels like the show's locking in Cody and Lulu's love story by having him rescue her like this. Cody is understandably feeling devastated and lonely right now since he found out Sasha Gilmore Corbin is his cousin. Although Cody was hoping to build a future with Sasha, that's just not going to happen. Lulu may find herself feeling rather devastated and lonely as well once she gets updates on all the Dante and Sam developments. It may leave Lulu feeling like all hope is lost for her own romantic future with Dante, so she may fall for Cody as she tries to cope. That doesn't mean Cody and Lulu will become some big super couple. There's no indication that Lulu and Cody will be soulmates or anything like that, especially since the soulmate title may already belong to Lulu and Dante. However, Cody and Lulu could be a nice filler romance to deliver some angst until GH writers ultimately have Lulu and Dante reunite. Our predictions hint that things could get messy for Dante if his ex and best friend fall for each other, so we'll see how he feels about the news of Lulu and Cody's budding relationship. General Hospital spoilers say Cody could be setting himself up for more heartbreak, but sometimes that's just how it goes on a soap. Stay tuned for updates on Lulu's impending reunion and more predictions on all the surprises she'll encounter, as General Hospital spoilers indicate that she will soon meet someone familiar. General Hospital shares its overarching strategy for Sasha, Cody, Lulu, and other characters. Oh! We understand now. General Hospital upended half of the couples on the canvas by doing Cody and Sasha something really wrong. Here's how. A fortuitous meeting. The fact that Lulu got a ride from Cody in the episode that aired on November 25th couldn't have happened by accident. He is clearly intended to be Sleeping Beauty's new love interest in the show. And even though, we all kind of loved it, didn't we? His relationship with Sasha had to be shattered in order to make him available. Long-term effects. Sasha learned out she was pregnant after having a one-night affair with her ex-lover Michael in the same episode, which further contributed to the dissolution of his marriage to Willow. However, the old flames cannot be reheated and served like Thanksgiving leftovers because Chad Duell is leaving in the new year. Who is Sasha's potential suitor, then? At the loose ends. As it happens, Dante has regained his freedom following Kelly Monaco's exit as Sam. Before she fell into that coma, we all thought that he and Lulu would resume their relationship where they had left off. However, that isn't always the case. A Dante/Sasha duo would be novel, unique, and unexpected. The strangest woman out. Everyone can agree that Willow and Drew's relationship won't last. When Michael goes off the canvas, where will she be left? There's a swinging single. Additionally, General Hospital might test whether she gets along with Isaiah or Lucky. The upcoming episodes of General Hospital promise nothing short of nail-biting drama, with characters finding themselves at critical crossroads. At the forefront of the unfolding events is Rick Lansing, an attorney known for his unorthodox yet effective methods. His current challenge? Defending Ava Jerome against a mountain of allegations that could permanently alter her future. While Rick is no stranger to high-pressure cases, this particular trial has proven to be a formidable challenge, testing not only his legal expertise but also his resolve. Rick Lansing's determined defense strategy. From the very beginning, Rick has faced doubts, not just from the public but from Ava herself. Ava Jerome, known for her sharp wit and resilience, is not easily rattled. However, even she has started to lose faith in Rick's abilities. Her frustration stems from what she perceives as Rick's lackluster performance thus far. While the stakes could not be higher, Ava has grown increasingly worried that her defense team is not doing enough to turn the tide in her favor. Rick, aware of Ava's concerns, reassures her that a game-changing moment is just around the corner. Tuesday's courtroom proceedings could mark a pivotal turning point in the trial, with Rick prepared to deploy every legal maneuver in his arsenal. His focus is on Christina Corinthos Davis, whose testimony has the potential to sway the jury in either direction. Christina, a complex character with a history of emotional highs and lows, has claimed that Ava coerced her into certain actions. If the jury accepts Christina's version of events, Ava's fate might be sealed. Rick, understanding the weight of Christina's testimony, takes a bold approach. As Christina takes the stand, Rick immediately goes on the offensive, his sharp questions designed to poke holes in her narrative. "Why are you lying?" he asks pointedly, setting the stage for a dramatic confrontation. His objective is clear: expose any inconsistencies in Christina's testimony and cast doubt on her credibility. Rick knows that if he can rattle Christina enough, her unpredictable nature might emerge, potentially swaying the jury's perception of her reliability. The courtroom becomes a battleground of words and emotions. Molly Lansing Davis, watching from the gallery, whispers to TJ Ashford about Rick's calculated approach. Despite their initial doubts, even Molly acknowledges that Rick is finally stepping up to the plate. Yet, not everyone is convinced. Alexis Davis and Sonny Corinthos exchange wary glances, their mutual distrust of Rick as strong as ever. Sonny, ever the skeptic, voices his concerns, warning Alexis not to let her guard down. Dante Falconeri, the next witness in the hot seat. As the trial progresses, new challenges await Rick. Dante Falconeri, a respected detective with a strong moral compass, is set to take the stand. Rick knows that cross-examining Dante will require a different strategy altogether. Dante's testimony could introduce evidence that complicates Ava's defense, forcing Rick to think several steps ahead. A parallel mystery, Elizabeth Baldwin and Lucky Spencer seek answers. While courtroom drama dominates the headlines, another mystery unfolds elsewhere in Port Charles. Elizabeth Baldwin finds herself at the center of a scandal involving Sam McCall's near-fatal digitalis overdose. Despite mounting suspicions, Liz maintains her innocence. Lucky Spencer, her steadfast ally and former love, believes her without question. Determined to clear Liz's name, Lucky dives headfirst into the investigation. His commitment to uncovering the truth is unwavering, and he assures Liz that justice will prevail. "The sooner we get to the bottom of this, the better," he says, his voice filled with conviction. However, their search for answers is interrupted by unexpected news. Lucky receives a frantic call about Lulu Spencer, who has reportedly disappeared from Turning Woods. The revelation sends shockwaves through Lucky, forcing him to divide his attention between solving one mystery and addressing a new crisis. Cody Bell and Lulu Spencer, an unlikely encounter. In a twist of fate, Cody Bell becomes entangled in Lulu's story. Driving along a quiet road, Cody notices a woman in need of assistance. Initially unaware of her identity, Cody offers her a ride, setting off a chain of events that will have significant repercussions. Lulu, still recovering from a long and arduous journey, reveals snippets of her story during their interaction. Cody begins piecing together the puzzle, realizing that he may be at the center of a much larger narrative. Sasha Gilmore Corbin's life-changing revelation. Elsewhere in Port Charles, Sasha Gilmore Corbin faces a deeply personal revelation. Arriving at Maxie Jones' home, Sasha appears visibly shaken yet determined to share her news. Maxie, always a supportive friend, listens intently as Sasha opens up about a possible pregnancy. If Sasha is indeed carrying Michael Corinthos' child, the ramifications could be far-reaching. As the two friends discuss the challenges ahead, Maxie offers words of encouragement while acknowledging the complexity of the situation. Sasha, torn between excitement and fear, grapples with the uncertainty of what lies ahead. Michael Corinthos, the end of an era. Meanwhile, the impending departure of Chad Duell, who portrays Michael Corinthos, has left fans speculating about how his character's storyline will conclude. Executive producer Frank Valentini has confirmed that Michael's exit will be accompanied by a powerful narrative arc, one that promises to leave a lasting impact. Among the theories circulating about Michael's departure, one stands out, a dramatic presumed dead storyline. As both a Quartermain and a Corinthos, Michael has many enemies, making him a prime target for violence. Could a tragic accident or a targeted attack result in his apparent demise, leaving his family to grapple with the aftermath? Another possibility involves Michael being sent to prison, a twist that would align with his recent dark turn. Alternatively, Michael might choose to disappear altogether, taking his children with him to escape the chaos of his personal life. Behind the scenes, cast reactions and farewell tributes. Chad Duell's decision to leave General Hospital has elicited an outpouring of love and support from his co-stars. Caitlin McMullen, who plays his on-screen wife Willow Corinthos, shared a heartfelt tribute, expressing her admiration for Duell's work and their camaraderie. Other cast members, including Laura Wright and Cameron Matheson, also offered their well wishes, highlighting the strong bonds that exist within the GH family. What lies ahead for Port Charles? As the residents of Port Charles navigate the highs and lows of their intertwined lives, one thing is certain, the drama is far from over. Whether it's Rick Lansing's courtroom battles, the mystery of Lulu Spencer's disappearance, or the emotional fallout from Michael Corinthos' exit, General Hospital continues to deliver gripping storylines that captivate its audience. Stay tuned for more twists and turns as the characters of General Hospital face challenges that will test their strength, loyalty, and resilience. When Sasha discovers she is pregnant, Lulu heads home. On General Hospital today, Cody offers to drive Lulu, Lucky receives a distressing call regarding his sister, and Rick questions Christina on the stand and accuses her of killing her kid. Rick questions Christina about her deception in court. He says he's sorry for her loss and that they can all see how upset she is despite her claims to be fine. He has the right to call her back to the stand, but he has no questions. Ava questions Rick's actions as Christina steps down. He advises her to have faith in him. Sunny doesn't trust Rick, and Christina joins her parents. Alexis argues that he shouldn't since he will call Christina to the stand at his convenience. Dante testified that he was called to the accident scene and didn't realize it was his half-sister until he got there. He explains that Ava was the witness he went to interrogate in the hotel suite. He describes how she was acting strangely and repeatedly altered her account of what had transpired. In his cross-examination, Rick mentions Dante's father's custody battle with Ava and remarks that it seems dubious that Dante should have questioned her. If he thinks Ava is a wonderful mother to his half-sister Avery, Rick asks. Dante doesn't, and Rick notes that his father will have full custody if Ava is proved guilty. The statement is removed from the record after the prosecution raises objections. Dante is questioned by the prosecution once more regarding the modifications Ava made to her claim that Christina tripped over shoes, which she later replaced with a bag. Molly praises TJ for being there for her when the court is called to recess. In the meantime, Alexis tells Christina to be prepared for Rick calling her back to the stand. Ava asks Rick at her table if he will ever stand up for her. He claims that although he has been demonstrating his sympathy to the jury, now is his moment to shine and persuade them that Christina is to fault for the loss of her child. Christina is called to the stand by Rick when the court reconvenes. Rick challenges her about her decision to alter her mind and wish to retain the kid, as well as her role as a surrogate for her half-sister and TJ. Christina attests to this. Rick portrays her as unreliable and claims that her word is meaningless. He asks about their conversation and why she went to Ava's apartment without being invited. If Ava didn't remember her subpoena, Christina claims she would have told the court that Ava killed Connie Falconeri, tampered with her brother's prescription, and is the reason Morgan is dead. Ava has not been found guilty of either of those offenses, according to Rick, who also asserts that Christina is attempting to hold Ava accountable for her brother's passing. Is Christina lying when she claims that Ava pushed her through the window? Rick claims that she told the police that she didn't remember much of that day. According to Christina, her baby did die, and she nearly passed away. She is obviously emotional, according to Rick. When discussing how Ava killed her kid by pushing her through a window, Christina breaks down in tears. Rick mentions the day she harassed him and Ava at the Port Charles Grill, and he labels her unpredictable and irritable. Rick claims that she vowed to see that Ava was imprisoned and that she would find another means of punishing her if she didn't. Diners who heard this at the Port Charles Grill have provided affidavits to Rick. When she confronted and accosted Ava, Rick questions whether she ever considered the kid she allegedly loved. Christina sobs that if she had known what would happen, she would never have entered the room that day. Rick informs Christina that her baby died because she let her rage get the better of her and attacked Ava. "I did not kill my daughter," sobs Christina. Liz and Lucky meet at Bobby's. Is he going out of town? She wonders. It depends on her, he says. He claims that Lucas says he wants to help and that she is in difficulty. As they sat down, Liz says that Sam received a huge dosage of Digitalis, and the hypothesis is that someone mistakenly administered it to her after grabbing the wrong medicine. Has a mistake like this ever been made before? Questions Lucky. Although Liz claims that none of her nurses have erred in this way, they are all human. According to Liz, the hospital is looking into the incident and will determine who made the error. Although she is aware that it wasn't her, it might result in one of her nurses losing their license. Lucky promises to use his investigative abilities to learn Sam's fate. Liz acknowledges that she was the last person to give Sam anything when he asks who it was. Liz responds that she administered the correct prescription when Lucky inquires about whether the autopsy revealed morphine in Sam's system. Lucky receives a call from Turning Woods, interrupting them. Lucky was named as a contact, and the manager has been attempting to get in touch with Mayor Collins, but she is currently occupied with emergencies. Is there something wrong with Lulu? Wonders Lucky. The man explains the disappearance of his sister. When Liz and Lucky get at Turning Woods, Lucky is baffled as to why his coma-stricken sister isn't there. The manager explains that someone pulled the fire alarm, which caused it to go off. Inspections later revealed that Lulu was gone. After questioning a nurse, Liz and Lucky find out that Cyrus Renault was Lulu's most recent guest. Lulu approaches a car on the road and requests a ride. Cody, who is at the wheel, tells her to get in. She responds that she's okay and thanks Cody for stopping when he asks how she's doing. She asks him where he's going after he asks her where she's going. He clarifies that he is going to Port Charles, his hometown. She claims to reside there. She is shivering, according to Cody, and Lulu says she got into an argument with her boyfriend in his car, after which he left her on the side of the road without her coat and fled. She accepts his offer of a lollipops, which he keeps in his truck. He responds that it is November 26th when Lulu asks what day it is, but he omits the year. Lulu is pleased since it implies she didn't miss her brother's upcoming birthday. When she inquires about his family, he responds that he has recently located them and they have grown close. Family is everything, according to Lulu, and she is eager to see her children. She says she hasn't seen them in what seems like an eternity because she has been away. Lulu asks Cody to drop her off when they get to town. She refuses to give her address to a stranger, even if he promises to take her home. In order to avoid being a stranger, he introduces himself, but she doesn't give him her name. She obviously has no money on her, so Cody offers it to her. How will she repay him? She asks. He gives her his number after writing it down. She gives him thanks. Maxie notices that Sasha is distressed when she stops by to discuss. Maxie claims she doesn't get shocked easily, but Sasha feels this is a major deal. She may be pregnant, Sasha explains. Please tell her that Cody isn't the father, asks Maxie. Maxie inquires as to the father's identity after Sasha affirms that he isn't. Maxie asks how this happened as they sit down. After telling Cody about their new circumstances, Sasha claims she ended up drinking too much at the Brown Dog bar with another person who had a rough day. They had a one-night stand in the end. Have you taken any tests? Asks Maxie. Sasha purchased one, although she hasn't used it yet. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.